What is up, ladies and gents? You know what time of day it is. It's XCN time, and in today's video we're going to be talking all about XCN. We're going to be talking about what we're seeing here on the price charts, and I'll be giving you a price prediction for where I think XCN is going to be going over the next few days. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. Of course, if you are a new viewer, then welcome to this channel. If you do like this sort of content, hit the like button and subscribe for more. If you are a returning viewer, as always, welcome back to this channel. It's great to have you all here. So we're going to be diving straight into this video, and of course I had to give you guys a Sunday update because what we are seeing here on the charts, in my opinion, is really quite interesting. I think at some point sooner rather than later we are going to see quite a big price move, and the reason for this is if I get my annotations back from my previous video, you can see what is happening here on the shorter term. If I just go on the 1 hour chart here on XCN, yesterday we were monitoring the prices around about this region here. Of course, we were kind of leading up to something quite big as the prices were hovering along this resistance, this gray line that you can see going down through the screen. Of course, this gray line is extremely significant because you can see it's basically been keeping XCN caged up in this bearish trend for the past few months. And what we have just seen over the past few hours is the prices starting to attack this resistance. We saw quite a decent little breakout from this resistance here just over the past few hours. You can see the prices actually came above this level. Of course, we did that on a Sunday as well, and normally on a Sunday we don't get quite as much trading volume, and so maybe that's one of the reasons why we saw the prices hover back down to this resistance line. Of course, if we zoom into the price action that we are seeing here, you can see that although it's not perfect, the prices have come down to this general area of this resistance here, this gray line, and we've seen decent bounces from this area. So what I mean by that is that the prices come down, kind of use this as some sort of support and bounced off each time. And right now on the most recent candle, you can see we're seeing quite a bit of a nice pump coming again from this resistance, now used as a support. So at first glance, this price action that we're seeing here on Onyxcoin is not bad at all. I do think this could be a potential breakout from here. Of course, this is going to be quite exciting for us holders here in XCN because, like I've said in some of my previous videos, what I've been really monitoring here on XCN, if I just zoom out, is this long-term pattern that we have been seeing. Of course, this is a bullish price action on the charts. We can draw it in several ways, but the message is still the same. It's a falling wedge on the chart, and if we see a breakout from this pattern, we generally have quite a nice price target to look forward to. And the price target from any falling wedge that you see is just a distance between the first test of support, which is up here, to the first test of the resistance, which is the previous high there on Onyxcoin. We just drag this measuring tool to where we see the breakout, which we can kind of say has happened just today. Of course, we hope to see that confirmed tomorrow when we start to see more trading volume enter crypto once again as the traditional markets open. But let's say today we did see that breakout, we could be looking at a potential price target in the shorter term here on XCN of 2.5 cents. That's a 170% trade from where we have just broken out. Now, of course, there's some important price levels that I'm looking at right now in order to confirm this or not. And the first things that I want to show you guys here are the two moving averages that we have on the screen. As you can see, Onyxcoin really does respect them. The first one up here is the 200-day exponential moving average. The second one down here is the 200-day simple moving average. And they're two generally regarded as important long-term moving averages here. Basically, the premise is when the price is above, the long-term trend is generally bullish, and when the price is below, the long-term trend is generally bearish. And what we've seen is the prices here on Onyxcoin have broken down below this 200-day EMA, but have been held as a support on this SMA, the 200-day simple moving average down here. And the prices, as it's starting to break out, you can see that we're testing this EMA here, the 200-day EMA, as a resistance. So the first move here for Onyxcoin, the first hurdle that we really have to get over before we start seeing more bullish confirmations, is this 200-day EMA. If we can break past that, which currently sits at exactly 1 cent, so if we can get past the 1 cent level, then the other level that I want us to break in order to confirm this new bullish trend emerging here on XCN is this 1.1 cents level. I believe this is the crucial level here. Of course, it's all nice and jolly that we've broken past this resistance, but if we want a new bullish trend to emerge from this, we need to break this 1.1 cents level, because as you can see, again, it's a strong resistance and support here for the XCN price. Now, of course, if we can break past this 1.1 cents level, that, in my opinion, would be absolutely fantastic. Of course, that means that we get a higher high from the previous high during this downtrend. And that to me confirms that we see a new bullish trend here, and that makes it so much more likely for the prices to be heading towards this 2.5 cents region in a shorter space of time. So this is what I'm primarily looking at here on the charts. Of course, you can see the bars down here as well are also very important. That to me tells me how much trading volume there is. And at the moment, you can see the trading volume is still extremely low. So if there is ever a bearish case here for XCN and this breakout, it is that the trading volume has barely risen on this breakout. Of course, generally when we tend to see a breakout, we also want to see an increase in trading volume. But like I said at the start, it is a Sunday, so this is generally a quieter day for crypto anyway. So tomorrow could be quite a crucial day for us. Of course, that's when traditional markets open, and we should see extra volatility here in XCN. One thing to note as well, if you've not seen the traditional markets, this is how they are looking like at the moment. Of course, this is the S&P 500, the stock market index for the USA. So not some random meme coin. And yes, this is the drop that's happened just over the past few days. Basically, the main stock market of the USA is down 20% from its highs up here. And just over the past few days, it's wiped out $5 trillion in market cap. So one of the worst days for the stock market in a very long time since the COVID crash that we've had down here. But very, very interestingly, crypto has not reacted the same. Bitcoin, for example, barely moved on this 20% drop in the stock market. It's absolutely nuts how strong crypto has been compared to the stock market. It's definitely noteworthy, and it definitely gives us a bull case here for XCN. The fact that crypto is holding up so strong compared to stocks. So what I would expect to see on Monday, if we can start to rise here on the stock market. Of course, this is completely oversold at this point. So what I do expect when the markets open on Monday is that we at least see some sort of bounce. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to go all the way back up to the previous high here, but at least we're going to get some sort of bounce from these lows here, because the market is completely oversold there. And if crypto can follow along with the bounce here in stocks, which I think is going to be quite likely, considering that people are just going to be pouring money in whatever investment, considering everything is down in the gutter right now, then that should push the prices of crypto up. And here for XCN, that could give enough trading volume, that could give enough energy here for prices to start reclaiming these price levels. Finally, as well, what I'm also going to be monitoring is what the MACD is telling us. And on the one-day chart, the MACD is looking very good once again. You can see that if we zoom into what we saw over the past few days, we are seeing increasing bullish momentum. The green bars are getting larger, meaning the momentum is getting more and more bullish. And if you have a look at the direction of these lines on the MACD, they're facing clearly upwards. But in the same time frame, as the MACD was facing upwards, we saw the prices heading downwards. And so we've also got a divergence here, a bullish divergence between the MACD and the price. And this tells us that at some point we would expect to see this resolve, and this would generally hint at a trend reversal sooner rather than later here in Onyxcoin. So this is another bullish case for XCN, in my opinion, to be starting this new bullish trend. So a lot to look forward to here on XCN, in my opinion, if you are a shorter term trader. Of course, if you are a longer term holder here on XCN, then this shorter term price action probably shouldn't bother you too much. In fact, these dips that we've been having here in XCN have given you XCN at discount prices. And in the longer term, like I say, I'm still ultra bullish here on XCN, and I think the prices could be going a lot higher. Of course, my price targets still stem from the fact that we've seen these Fibonacci levels here on XCN. They've been well respected. And so if we just drag this chart so we can see these upper fib levels here, my price target lies between this 1.414 fib at 17 to 18 cents, which is the previous all-time high here on XCN, In the most optimistic case here for XCN, I think we could get to the 1.618 fib, which lies at around 32 cents. Of course, when we start to see the fear and greed index return to extreme greed here in crypto, which it will, that's when I expect the prices here on XCN to be reaching these upper levels here at between 18 cents all the way to 32 cents as my 2025 price target. But for now, in the shorter term, initially 2.5 cents as a result from this falling wedge pattern. If we can get past this 2.5 cents level, then as you can see, the next target there is the previous high at 5 cents. So some very exciting stuff here. Of course, just wanted to give you a quick Sunday update because maybe you're looking at the price action right now on the charts and you see this and you've been watching this sort of breakout that's occurring from this resistance. So keep your eyes peeled. We do get those confirmations when we pass that 1 cent level and then that 1.1 cents level here on Onyxcoin. And of course, rejection comes if we clearly break down below this resistance here. So if the prices do something like this, this is a clear rejection of that resistance, and that could mean that we are heading much, much lower here on XCN. But for now, I remain optimistic, and I look forward to seeing what happens here on XCN. But for now, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a really great Sunday, and I'll see you in my next video.